E. E. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I need a coffee so bad. Oh, there's a coffee inside waiting for me. Let me grab my coffee. Hey, tweakers, leave that meth alone. That's hot. That's hot coffee. All right, not much going on today. Hey, tweakers, leave that meth alone. All right. So I got the truck going again today, just for something to do, but then I took it out for a little test drive and it died on me again. I did make it back home. That was a little itchy and scratchy. Let's see who's here. We got Dad is here. Justin, the illustrious Joe DeHo. There's Aiden Umferson. Aiden effin Umferson. Q the effin audit. Dad the effin dad. All the effers are here. Oh, where's Brandon effin Mitchell? I think I burnt myself. Gonna get new injectors, but I switched out the IPR valve. Where did I put that thing? Show you what it is. Let me go grab it. I got another show and tell for you here too. Dead air B. Got the dead air. Okay, I'm a little messed up. My iPhone camera is not picking it up, but I can see myself on the laptop here. So that's all fine. Somewhat. Let's take care of business first. Let's take care of the grift. So I hadn't left the property here probably since Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And so I ran out of smokes. And so I think maybe Wednesday night was my last tailor-made cigarette. Or maybe Thursday night. Well, today is Saturday, right? Yeah, so I didn't have a tailor-made since Saturday, just since Thursday night. All right. Do like that. Pin it. Okay, so anybody silly enough to want to make a dono, there's the link pinned in the chat. Thunderstorm ripped the pot plant in half. Get the fuck. Hello to the badger. Bao said hello. Oh, hello to Bao. Hello to the badger and all the LaRattas. Eagerly jonesing or anxiously jonesing for an online appearance. Angry Vadgers, Stone Vadgers, Angry Chatters. There we go. Without Bow, we are Angry Chatters. Stoned Vag is the enemy now. Wow. Yeah, that's some undignified chat activity there. Undignified tweaks to be had for all. Why is my picture like that? All right. Whatever. Like I say, I can't see what's going on this screen. I gotta go by this. What's Q got going on? Just rattas. We're just a bunch of rattas flapping in the naders here. You get a possible nader. Yeah, stay safe. It's another warm weekend here on the Great Plains of Manitoba. Tore it completely. This one is an amputee. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. Again, back to my show and tell. So I ran out of these. These cigarettes cause la cigarette cause de maladie du cœur. Apparently, cigarettes cause heart disease. Cigarettes clog the arteries in your heart. This leads to heart attacks, according to Health Canada. I call scam. Yesterday, I got the bright idea, and it was a bright idea. I think I mentioned this the other day. I had some tobacco leaves from way back when. These were grown on my property back in Grunthal. So I got a whole baggie full of tobacco. And so I didn't have any papers, so I was just playing around. I had a plastic straw. Somehow I found a plastic straw in Canada. Oh, it was a Chick-fil-A straw that I got from America. And it still had the paper wrap, so I made like a tailor-made cigarette out of a straw wrapper. And then I was using coffee filters, twisting up some cigarettes. But today I went and bought some cigarette papers. And so what I do is I just kind of crush them up. This stream is not being sponsored. This is just shameless product placement. Zigzag. If you are looking for shills, YouTubers to sponsor, hit me up, man. And so we got Shimco Tweak tobacco. I just kind of crunch it up with my fingers. It's dry, but it doesn't turn to powder. So it's almost like just the right consistency for rolling and smoking. So I'm going to work on twisting up a Shimco made. Forget the TaylorMades. Speaking of TaylorMades, I was looking at golf clubs on Marketplace the other day. There's some potential sets of clubs out there. I think waiting until the end of the season might be the best bet to get the best deals, because I don't think I'm gonna be doing golfing this summer. But looking ahead to maybe the fall time or even next season, there's no rush to get back on the golf course. I think my game is still there after 20 years absence from the course. Brent Areno from Wasamarino, how's it going? 10 pounds. You've been growing for as long as I've been alive. Some of your pot plants are older than me. Allegedly. Well, welcome in Wasamatau. Is that a new chatter? Have I ever played frisbee golf? Never. Have not. I do have a picture on my phone where I was in Clearwater, BC. They were hosting some big honking frisbee golf national tournament or something. Let me see. I was going to use it as a thumbnail one of these days, but it's tweaky as all get up. Let's see if I can find this thing. And this isn't going to be a long stream. I've only got battery power. I don't have any reserve power. So once my devices run down, that's it. Let's see what we can find here. Who's emailing me? Let's see if we can find this quickly. Oh, it might be on this phone. Let's see. Where is it? Or is it older? It's gotta be here. Maybe not. No, those are older. Yeah, it must be not in my cloud pictures. So. What the heck? Okay, forget that. But anyways, yeah, one of the local hotels had been sponsoring the Frisbee Golf Nationals or something. Oh, I haven't had a coffee since this morning. That hits nice. But yeah, I was festering out on this old tobacco, and it's not a bad smoke. So, gonna get it to this state here, just crumbled. I was using scissors to try to slice it up. That's too much work. Well, let's see if I still got my twisting skills here. I was making these fancy cones out of different kinds of paper, using a piece of Scotch tape. I was taking old cigarette filters and putting a filter in there. There we go. It's My hair turning blonde or gray? Okay, concentrate, concentrate. You can do it. Oh man, shaky hands. The other thing I was going to look for is, do you guys remember drum tobacco? The Americans might not, but some of the Canadianish or Canadian adjacent folks might remember that. I had a hankering for some drum tobacco. I used to smoke that. These self-rolly twisties. It's nice sweet tobacco. Yeah, that sucks. All right, let's get a stuffer in there. There we go. Oops. You got the idea. Just dropped a bunch out the bottom. There you have it. Dunhill smokes. I never smoked Dunhills. I've been finding the export brand is the tastiest as of late. That's gonna burn fast. Yeah. Whatever. It's just they're a little on the harsh side. I do find I need to put some kind of filtration device in there, but this one we're just gonna raw dog. Tap them down. Smoked Meth Hills. Yeah, that's cool. That's what I forgot to get in town. Meth. Shit. Smoke them if you got them. That's my own tobacco. That's not bad at all. I grew it when I wasn't even smoking. My neighbor back in Winnipeg, when I first got married, he was growing his own, what he called Paraguayan lettuce. And he gave us some seed. And when I got to the farm, I decided to plant some, because tobacco is a beneficial plant as far as having in your garden for even keeping certain bugs away and attracting other bugs. But yeah, that's definitely missing meth. But entirely smokable. I was pleasantly delighted that I went all day yesterday just smoking these nasty homemade smokes without even the proper rolling papers. I just picked these up in like an hour and a half ago. And yeah, I was using coffee filter paper and all kinds of shit. Makes me pukey. It's because you're not smoking enough. Let's pull the chat up one more. Oh, that's too much. One less. Hey, works for me. It keeps me from having to buy the tailor-made smokes, which are very expensive. I haven't got to my my native smoke hookup downtown, and damn top chat. There we go. Let's go on live chat. Anyways, got up this morning. I had to get after one of these. So this is the IPR valve on a 6-liter Ford Power Smoke diesel. This thing here, it screws into the top of the high pressure oil pump housing. We're losing it. I'm gonna have to light that one up again. I'll leave them here. But anyways, what this does is it's basically a valve, a variable valve. So based on the signal that comes from the confuser through this plug here, this thing will open or close to regulate how much pressure, oil pressure, builds in the high pressure pump. So I put the scan tool on the truck this morning, and this very valve was operating at 85%, meaning it was pretty much fully closed, and it still was only building 260-ish psi. And to start the truck, you need 500 psi. The high pressure pump, which fires the injectors, runs anywhere from 500 psi running to 3000 psi. And because of the way it failed and what my scan tool was telling me, I figured I got a spare one of these, let's switch it out. Switched out the one I had, and it fired up. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I drove it for about half an hour, just a little test drive, and it did get hot, and I had to wait for it to cool down before it ran again. So I might have damaged the wiring, because this wiring, the harness for this valve and the ICP, injector control pressure, or pardon me, the injector control pressure sensor and the injector pressure regulator valve, which is this unit, they run right close to the exhaust manifold and the turbo, which is a lot of heat. And I had foil wrapped around both wiring harnesses, but I think when I put it back together today, I might have pinched a wire. So I'm gonna have to go under there again tomorrow, make sure everything's well protected, and give her another test. But yeah, I went straight for this. I suspected it was this because it ran on, well, a week ago Thursday, and then I went to start the next time, it just died, and it had cooled right down. Normally, if there's a leak in the high pressure oil system, it's gonna show up over time. And what my scan tool was telling me is this thing was working as hard as it possibly could, and it still wasn't building pressure. So I think this is junk. So I'm gonna have to get a new one just to have as a spare, because the one I've got in there is used as well. And because they're subject to that high heat environment, these do tend to fail. There's all the wiring is in this coil here, essentially. Basically, you throw voltage from the computer based on whatever the load demand is, and there's a little coil inside, you know, where that code tag is, and it'll electronically open and close the valve, which builds or allows pressure to bypass. So I think this is as good as junk. There is a way to bench test this, but I think because I switched it out and the other one worked right away, I think that one's junk. So that was my suspicion. That's what I went straight for. I don't have, as far as I know, a way to test for oil leaks because I think I left my test leaking tool back in BC. I thought I brought it, but I can't find it. Yeah, there's a big load demand. I did bring this toolie because as you can see, this funky shape of this thing. So there's a special tool I bought on Amazon that allows you to get past the plug for the wiring harness. And you throw a 3/8 socketing tool, 3/8 drive on there, and then you're able to twist this out. But yeah, fortunately I had this with me because this thing sucks to try to get out without this tool. I don't know if there is a way to get it out without the tool, to be honest. Oh shit, neighbors' kids are wilding. But yeah, there was quite a load demand. But we went for a little spin. Max was happy. Welcome in, Mr. Osgood. I forgot to say hello to you. I saw you sneak in there. I hate that I can't follow people back to their channels without mod status. YouTube should change that. Yeah, I mean, that's common sense. Like, you should be able to click on anybody's profile and be instantly linked to their channel, mod or no mod. I mean, me as the host, as the creator, I can click on Dad's and go to his channel. I don't know why that's reserved as a functionality only for mods. That's super gay. In any case, yeah, I don't have much to comment on. The usual suspects on YouTube. Haven't been providing much tweak satisfaction, so we need to yeah, get I'm down for a UFC live stream, possibly on Kick. I don't know if anybody out here in the audience has those capabilities. Have to copy and paste people's YouTube handle like a caveman. Yeah, I just go search in the search bar at whatever their handle is. Pain in the ass. Royal pain in the ass. Just like a freaking caveman. So there you have it. That's my Saturday. That's hoboing. I've just been hanging out here. There's not much going on. We did get a little bit more done on the road, but I can't even really. I've got no functionality on my camera for whatever on this stream. Caveman is a cave person. What do you prefer? Cave woman? Cave tweaker? What's the politically correct YouTube Google accepted term? What's happened in the last couple? Rough has been served. Is that an I told you so, or what's up with that? Are we gonna? Is that over now? Are we gonna stop hearing about that Yeti, or the Yeti Chronicles continue? We've got an ongoing bet for those of you that have missed it. Aaron, Queen, and I are betting on the demise of one Michael Wyatt, at Michael Wyatt on YouTube. So Aaron doesn't think Wyatt's going to live to see 2027, and I bet him $100 that Michael will live to January 1st, 2027. So that probably makes us terrible people betting on the life and health of a fellow YouTuber, but this was Aaron's idea. Remember last week when GS was going to get arrested for not turning in all his pew-pews? Everyone has forgot already. Yeah, I mean, that whole thing is just, oh, there's a, like, just trying to follow the logic. You know, there's a TPO against Todd, but then you see Savage Saints being operated by any number of people. You would think Savage Saints connected to, well, I guess if Savage Saints isn't named in the TPO. Yeah, we're losing this. The news cycle is 13 hours long, yeah. But you've got, you know, secret neck fold creeping on GS's streams. You've got Savage Saints making an appearance on the Savage Saints account. You've got Billy the Tweaker appearing in court just to, I guess, endear himself to the judge or the magistrate. Like, it's all just tweak shenanigans at this point. What other interesting thing was there of note? Yeah, there was the pew-pews thing. But I commented on this yesterday, the day before. You know, Todd's lawyer was aware that the continuance in Todd's TPO in Florida was granted by the judge. I didn't realize it was granted like at 9:30 on Tuesday when the hearing was supposed to be at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I guess Todd got on the phone with his lawyer during his stream, if I remember correct. But Todd's lawyer didn't show up to the hearing because there was no need to. It was going to be continued, and everybody knew it was going to be continued. But there was Rabbit, showed up in person. I guess in his tweak mind, he figured if I show up, maybe they'll just grant me the TPO because the other side didn't show. Well, no, that's not the way it works. So all very tweaky, but there was another. Oh yeah. I missed this. I think it happened yesterday. Don Carney was in communication with Tim Matthews, Andrea's father. And apparently there's a contingent of witnesses making their way from the Midwest, namely Ohio, towards possibly a grand jury location in the Carolinas. I mean, I'm guessing that was the gist of what I got through hearsay on GS's stream earlier. But if anybody knows about that development, it seems like there's people willing to either make affidavits or statements on the record regarding William Barthel and Andrea Matthews and a certain event that happened on May 30th, 2025. So there's a Tweaka convoy headed allegedly to North Carolina. So yeah, that was interesting. I don't know where that was broadcast. Secret showed some of the TPO paperwork, and in the header it said domestic/family. I think it's all domestic/family/tweaker. It's all just a bunch of bullshit at this point. So it seems like maybe the momentum is starting to gather slowly again as far as the investigation into what happened to Andrea that day, or at least get William Barthel in front of some court in order to provide testimony himself, answer some questions, possibly be deposed. So yeah, I find that interesting. We kind of were given hints that that was in the works, but we had no news on that for probably almost 2 months now. I'm guessing it's a grand jury procedure, proceeding. A convening of a grand jury in North Carolina. I don't exactly know how to access the grand jury in North Carolina, but it's possible Don Carney and Tim Matthews have got that taken care of, and they're taking it to the streets. So yeah, that's progress. I think that's definitely advancing the cause, because that is the story of interest. All the stuff with Ryder and Coded Friends and Savage Savage Cackler and Muckster and Stone Vet. Like, I think I've spent a total of 45 minutes watching Stone Vet live streams. Like I just can't do it. There's too many of those little media clips. They just don't make any sense. It's too much. But to be fair, Todd does the same thing, and even Bao does. Uh, but on the Smurf Watch, like, it's appropriate. It's not oversaturated, if you know what I mean. It's there's clipping with dignity, and then there's all this other stuff we got. So, but yeah, a little bit of hope. Did I see GE gay address? I did not. I'm not following a lot of this terribly closely. I I've been tuning into GS's streams. I catch a little bit of what Finkel posts, not everything that Finkel posts. Uh, and a bunch of what Todd does is replaying either Coded Friends panel from the other night or Direct E's reaction to Todd's reaction to a reaction that Direct E did to Todd, reacting to Heather, reacting to Todd. Like, it's he plays those stupid memes constantly, way more than yeah. So once I figured out that's what Stone Vet's channel's about, like I just, I'm not gonna do it. Can't do it. Just not gonna do it. But I assume you're referring to GE Swag, referring to GE. You call him GE Gay. I don't know where to find that. Maybe you can point us in the right direction. But apparently GE Swag was wearing a dress. And then you've got the brigading or the trolling that happens on GS's channel. So a bunch of that is either Direct E's audience or Savage. Well, the Kaiser. Like, what's the proper term? Is it the Kaiser group, the Kaiser crew, the Carrollton crew, the Kentucky crew? Because there's a lot of overlap. You know, Savage Tweeka and Direct Estrogen and Stone Vat, like Kfar and Killamilla. Who am I missing? It's another jackass that Rough set up a channel with. I can't remember. Boot blocks cam. So it's like there's a bunch of overlap that all seem to appear in Todd's stream, and they're just coming from all over. Brigading is, I guess, the proper terminology. So it's quite gay. I mean, Todd is somehow a threat to who exactly? I don't know. I do not know at this point. But it does seem to be. How far away are we from a resolution? You know, direct emphysema is kind of got a bunch of legal stuff closing in on him. There's a TPO from Heather. There's a civil matter with Adriana. There's William Barthel, who's got charges in Indiana for stalking harassment against Chris Ryder. There's the malarkey with Todd, that TPO. And then there's some felony charges against corrections officers. Heather's got felonies for credit card fraud, although I think someone pointed out, I don't know if it was Aiden or somebody, since Secret showed text messages that Heather was willing to repay that amount that was charged, probably doesn't fall into the category of felony fraud, credit card fraud, especially since she was essentially given use of that credit card. Or it could have been Stoffel, I forget. Somebody made a comment in one of the, well, I don't think it was Aiden. It might have been an Aiden sock, or it could have been Stoffel. Welcome in, Stoffel. One copy paste or one click, it's totally retarded, and I bet at one time YouTube allowed, but they continuously update and make it. Yeah, the YouTube experience is horrible. It's like what's the kick experience? Like, what happens if I do this? Ooh, I just sent some hundreds and hearts. Oh, isn't that sweet? Isn't that tweaky? LaRatta. We're sitting in front of the LaRatta mobile. Yo, Winnebago. He's ready to roll. I was having some more fuel filter issues, so I switched out a fuel filter. I think that's one of the reasons it was running rough. I don't know if I filled you in on this. I did order some spark plug wires for it. Because there was seemingly a misfire, and some backfiring. But I think I just got to stay on top of these fuel filters. There is a plastic fuel tank in it, but I had switched out the mid-body fuel filter. There's another fuel filter I got right before the carb, like a secondary. But I switched out the mid-frame one, and it seemed to run a lot better. So, but I don't know how old these spark plug wires are, so I've got like spare parts for virtually everything. I do need to locate a starter for this, and I actually want to find a replacement mechanical fuel pump for this. It's not that I don't trust that electric fuel pump, but I'd rather have it as stock as possible. And as long as the lobe on the cam is not worn, and a new fuel pump will get the job done, I'd rather have a mechanical fuel pump and just stay on top of keeping the fuel system clean. So there you go. Bounties come back, meow. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Where are we at? Stoffel has totally become a GS tart. You can't help it, Aaron. Like this is Bao's fault. But Bao, I know his response is, I didn't even do anything. Didn't even do anything. That's okay, Bao. You know the truth. But yeah, it would be so cool to regather in the Smurf Watch Transparency Tweaker Dome. That's where the best dignified tweaks take place. This is just my meager offering, a little place for the LaRattas to gather. How's Michael doing, Aaron? Have you checked on Michael? I guess like are you monitoring him? Are you staying on top of his health and welfare situation? Like just because you don't see him in the chats doesn't mean he died. Like I am gonna need a death certificate if you're planning on collecting before January 1st, 2027. Your lips look like you've been eating powdered donuts. Well, that's a lot of meth. Yeah, I'm not going to even read your comments either. Have you been checking on Wyatt? I think it's a sure bet that he makes it to January 1st. I'm surprised nobody else took you up on that. Wyatt's got Aaron blocked. Aaron didn't even do anything. Aaron does ask good questions in these Tweaker Bloodsport streets, though. He asks the questions and nobody likes to hear. So if Wyatt doesn't comment or anything the first week of the year, that's proof. Well, I'm saying between now, like, he has to die before January 1st. That's the whole point. Like, in order for you to win the bet, you're going to have to either have confirmation of life or death, one way or the other, prior to January 1st. If I don't see him in the chats come the first week of January, like that's not enough. So we'll work on a confirmation method, but that's hardly proof. Absence of tweaking in the chats is not proof of life or death. Yeah. I really don't know why anybody else wouldn't be taking that bet. Wyatt is on his last tweak. Well, I was getting at this the other day. Like he's got the entire U.S. medical system preserving his right to tweak out and spurg out on YouTube. Like he's on new medication now, apparently. He's changing his diet, or they're imposing on him a healthier diet. So it's like the medical system needs Wyatt to be spurging out on YouTube for their own reasons. I don't know if the smoke detector isn't. Yeah, I would think an untimely fire in his apartment with a non-functioning smoke detector would probably be the most likely cause of his demise. Welcome in 75. Wyatt is a dedicated fester. We can all agree on that. He becomes a member to channels he hates. Yeah, that's cheap. Hippo. Yes, and good evening to you, my fellow tweaker. Oh yeah, we're just sitting around shooting the shit here. I've got a little bit of battery power left on the laptop. I have no idea what's going on the iPhone. I don't think I can really tell at this point. Does anyone know if George is back? Haven't seen George on the Kick Chat. Oh, the Kick Chat in some time. But last week sometime he said he was restoring the George Daily account on YouTube, I'm guessing. I don't know where George typically hangs out. George, aka Susan, aka the most banned handle on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't know where to find George Daly at this moment in time. I only ever saw George in Clash with Bao or Smurfwatch. So I've been a GS tard. I have a stalker fan, and I've been agreeing with Aaron. My lips are dry, and I scratch my neck. Bao's absence is going to send me straight to Rat Narnia, looking for lost contact lenses. Hey. Yeah, that's... could use some bendy action in Rat Narnia. I don't know if my back can take it. I'm not very bendy, tweaky foldy, per se. The only place I ever see George is in Bao streams in the Kick Chat. Very dignified, yeah. Stoffel, you feel like the Pookie from New Jack City? I feel you, Q. But yeah, I think we can all agree we're all missing Bao, so come back, Bao. Word on the streets is he found some employment, so that's part of the explanation for why we're not seeing Bao. He's got responsibilities. So I have no idea what his schedule looks like as of late. Don't really care. But to be fair, Bao is allowed to have a life. Well, is he though? That's the question. See, I guess I'm allowed to have a life, but I don't really have a life, so this is it. Bao said CC is in charge yet. Yeah, so I guess we gotta... I know he's allergic to employment. This is what, like, there could have been some adverse reaction or something. I don't know. I do not know. I know I'm not only allergic to employment and terrified of it. So employment usually doesn't go well. If he doesn't go back in the fall, we'll just have to file for joint custody. Yeah, there's an option. Like maybe CC has some power of attorney or something at this point. I don't know. CC's been has she posted anything? Let's see if we can find any updates on CC's channel. I think I'm subscribed. Let's see what we can find here. Where's my subs? Where's my subs? That's not what I was looking for. Here. Let's see. No updates on Lane Myers, so I don't have anything in that regard. Where's that CC? Where's that girl at? Pretty sure I subscribed the other day. I don't think I was subscribed, but I think I saw that LaRatta tattoo short and subbed up. If I can find her channel, I'll link it for you guys. Shout out to Ho for Life for featuring the LaRatta flexes that, oh, there it is. 1.6K subscribers. The latest video was a month ago. The latest short, well, she's put out a few shorts, mostly with Louis. I don't see any LaRatta updates. Here, let's get this one. Did I do that right? No, I didn't. How do I do that? Refresh this. Okay. Copy. Oh, Jay Abadi in the house. How's it going? All right, here's CC1234's channel. That's the shorts page. Let's see. Stop. She had a new screen name but can't recall it at the moment. Well, I'm subbed to CC1234. Yeah, there's probably a sock account or 2 or 3. Her handle is at Bobby2. BOBBIE2. 540 videos. Someone was asking the other day monetization on this channel. I can get, I think, super chats and like super stickers once I get 3,000 watch hours. I think I'm around 1,700. And then, so you need 500 subs and either 3,000 watch hours, 3 uploads in the last month. Okay, let's go back. It's these 3 criteria. So you need 500 subs, 3 uploads in the last month, and then either 3,000 watch hours in the last year or 3 million on shorts. 3 million views on shorts or 3,000 total watch time in the last 365 days. So if anybody wanted to go and binge watch, I've probably got 500 hours of content. Like, let's go view this tweaker's channel here. Yeah, I've got 265 videos up. So there's a combination of shorts, standalone videos, live streams anywhere from an hour to 3 hours long. Feel free to go and binge watch a bunch of content to get me that additional 1,300 hours in order to monetize. Otherwise, as I've said before, I like the buy me a coffee scam because more of a percentage goes to the content, more of your contributions go to the content creator instead of Google. Not that I'd turn down a super chat at this point. The super chats, I guess, make for engagement. Thank you to those that have supported monetarily through Buy Me a Coffee. Really appreciate that. This coffee doesn't grow on trees. Not a manatee. Yeah, a short needs to get picked up and essentially go viral. So I think that's with all your shorts. And most of my shorts, they would peak out at 1,000 views, like within the first 6 hours or so. So the algorithm would blast them out there, and then the following day, like, there'd be no new views. So it's like, the way for the algorithm to pick up your shorts is to be consistently doing like 2 or 3 shorts a day. And that sounds ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could brainstorm a way to come up with some shorts content. Flies are still going after old Maxie's ears here. I'm worried about the fly strike. We haven't spent a lot of time outside as of late. Whenever we're outside, the flies just go straight for his ears. So I've been smearing some lotion on there to protect his ears so they don't bite him and then lay eggs in the bloody wound. It's really gross. I don't know why the flies do that. It's super tweaky and gay. Haven't been seeing any wood ticks out here, which is a good thing. It was very muddy. We got a super duper rainfall Thursday night, Friday morning. Yesterday this place was pretty mucky. It's more or less dried up already today. So a matter of, yeah, black flies. Back on the farm, we didn't have black flies. There was like lots of house flies, but we didn't have black flies. It's weird. It just seems the farther north you come, and I'm only 30-ish, not even, only 25 miles north of the old homestead. But back down there, I was 28 miles from the US border. I'm about 50 plus miles from the US border here. I don't know exactly how far. But the farther north you come, the black flies seem to get worse. We didn't have black flies. When I work in the bush, the black flies and deer flies get pretty wild at a certain time of year. Yeah, like with all the animals we had, basically our common housefly. They were everywhere. They were a pain in the ass. Why divorced? The wife and I wanted different things, irreconcilable differences. But the good question, the divorce, I guess, is pending. Sounds like there's some paperwork being filed on her end. It's not that I was hanging back on doing that, but I'm still just trying to get established here. I had no motivation to be contacting my lawyer at this point. So it sounds like she found herself a new lawyer for family law, possibly a little more competent than the person that handled our separation agreement, which is all settled. So it's just a matter of filing the paperwork. So if she's filing the paperwork, her Jews are in contact with my Jews, and there you have it. So yeah, just you want different things, you can't have it all, I guess. That's the short answer. Hang carnivorous plants from his ears. That's a damn good idea. I do not know where I could acquire said carnivorous plants, but that would be a fantastic idea. There probably are some herbal treatments. There's not a lot of wild plants here that are very useful. There's some wild lettuce. I did see some cleavers, but I haven't seen any plantain. There's a lot of dandelions, like this here. Let's see. This is some wild lettuce here. So this is like a pain reliever, this milky sap. You can actually grind up the whole plant. I was calling this sow thistle, but I got a good app on the phone called Seek. Let's see if it's on this phone. Helps you identify no, I think it's on this phone. Super handy app. I thought I had it on both phones. Seek, S-E-E-K. I guess not. But basically, you just hold your camera up to whatever you're trying to identify. Let's see if we can just download that as we're speaking. But yeah, you could blend this up. I mean, if only I had got a hold of that blender that was being sold on eBay, could make our own pain reliever tincture. You can distill it down as well. A tincture is simply just adding alcohol or oil to whatever dried or blended masticated herbs. Okay, where's the app store here? Here's the app store. Let's find Seek. Seek. Yeah, it's this one here, Seek by iNaturalist. Identify plants and animals. There's a lot of sweet clover here, but that's more or less useless as far as I recall. Even my animals didn't want to eat the sweet clover. There's a lot of red clover. Skip. Don't allow location. Continue. Allow camera. Okay. So where was this? Oh, this is sow thistle. Okay. So wild lettuce, it's part of the wild lettuce family, but the actual wild lettuce is somewhat more medicinal than this. The animals used to love this stuff back on the farm. The sow thistle. So it is a form of wild lettuce, but it's not the wild. This is not the wild lettuce you're looking for. Let's see. Let's see if we can identify the dandelion leaf. Nope. What's that? Field pennycress? Yeah. There's a bunch of wild stuff growing in the pasture here, but I guess some of the pine needles and spruce needles are good for making teas and shit like that. But as far as treating his ears for the insects, I don't know that there's any natural repellents here. Plantain is a very good soothing herb. It's what is it the same as? A plantain. I always forget the name of that silly plant. People grow them in their gardens. Any wild scales? I haven't seen any that I can identify with this app, but no wild scales just hanging out in the ditch, unfortunately. Red clover contains high amounts of estrogen. They don't let sheep eat it during the lap. Yeah, it's most clovers, they're legumes, which mean, one of their attributes is they fix nitrogen. They're high in nitrogen. But they tend to give animals bloat. But I wasn't aware of the estrogen. Maybe that's what Direct E's problem is. He's been huffing too much red clover, causing elevated estrogen levels. Mud. We got plenty of mud. We got wild garlic where you live. The secret is only harvesting a little bit or they won't grow back. And of course, fiddleheads. Oh, yeah. Fiddleheads are nice. There were lots back in BC. If I want fiddleheads, I got to go probably an hour that way towards Ontario. Fiddleheads typically aren't just growing wild here. If they're introduced, they can establish themselves, but they grow wild in once you get to the Whiteshell Provincial Park here in Manitoba and into northern Ontario. A lot of the trees that are around this place, they've all been introduced. So like this Scotch pine, these pyramidal poplars, those aren't native. Those are all planted as shelter belts. There's some Manitoba maple on the property, but they're small. Those can be tapped to make honey for their sap. Tweaker DV has absorbed too much protein. Yeah, that could be it. The T levels are dropping and the E levels are off the charts. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. That's some wild shit going on there. Rebranding your entire YouTube channel is essentially a ripoff of The View. I don't know that's a great content executive decision. I mean, you've got your echo chamber that's going to watch that, and then probably a couple hundred haters that are just watching for your demise. But the whole Desert Gnome Yeti direct estrogen story arc, that was hard to watch. Well, it's not that it was hard to watch. It's like you knew what was coming. Like it's not like there was going to be a spoiler. Like when Desert Gnome showed up, and then within a week or two or three, Heather / Sasha / Yeti was there. Like, did anybody think that was going to end well? Like, did Chris Ruff think that was going to end well? I mean, it looks so spasmodically poor decision making right out the gate. Who's watching for clipping? Yeah, he's been taking clover clippings and boofing them. Who knows? Well, we'll see. Maybe Amanda's going to show up. Is that her name? The stripper from Hawaii? The felon, accomplice, kidnapper from Hawaii? I don't know. I haven't seen Direct D in a few days. I did catch a few of his offerings this week. again, without the bow filter, it's all rather it's just undignified tweaks. That category is so large, unfortunately. I'm just keeping an eye on my phone to get the low battery power signal. Yeah, do not stick the phone or a charger or a Walkman for that matter, or all three, in your butthole. The Tweaker General warns that being a felonious tweaker and inserting electronics up your butt will result in mocking and trolling, possibly for the rest of your YouTube career. Oh, you caught the Hooter flash? There you go. Going to combine that with Toe for Life flashing the nip. Bunch of nip flashing. Nice. So stay tuned for some nipple action. It's always what we're ready to tune in for. I was listening to the GS stream during the Hooter flash, but I missed it. So I don't know if they were all pancakey or if they were all dented in like Sasha's were, or Todd had privated that live stream virtually immediately as soon as it was over. So I was not too eager to go see what all the tweak shenanigans was about, but Aiden is on the job. His clipping and editing skills are going to be put to good use. It was mass clipped. Amanda seems unhinged. Full stop. Anything you say after this is just well, let's finish. And Dookie is giving his 30 seconds to Fire Marshal Bill. So if Amanda does go there, I'm sure it'll be tweaky and fun. Oh yeah. So what do they get? 15 seconds each, or 15 strokes each? Like, I don't know. It was a little misshaped. One tit was a little misshaped. That's kind of what I gathered. We'll wait for your clip edit. We trust you. We trust you that there's not going to be any photoshopping, or we trust that you'll give the dignified the dignity that the clip deserves. Let's put it that way. It was like, where do we go from here? Like, what's next in 2026? It seems like things have gone more or less off the rails. You got to center the nips. Ooh. Oh, censor the nips. Pizza slices. You could use little Smurf emotes. Some weed pecker emotes maybe over the nips. Maybe a little Tweaker D bald head clip. You know, just appropriately placed. Imagine a little Tweaker D head covering the nip. So yeah, there's lots of possibilities. Don't just go with the YouTube emotes. Oh yeah, either a weed pecker or screenshot a little Tweaker D Maybe a King Chow Chow smoking emote. Smoky King Chow Chow. There's lots of possibilities. Uncle Fester, there you go. I like it, I like it. I do think that the Tweaker D would be like in context. Were there any visible tattoos on the breastises area? I guess we'll find out, but I mean the Uncle Fester, even the weed pecker. Well, the weed pecker emoji is pretty good, but the Uncle Fester, like that's an in-house Smurf watch. It's kind of like an inside joke. So we do want something like that to go viral, and we do want to share with the wider YouTube audience that Tweaker D has no ability to make good life decisions. So I think a well-placed Tweaker D screenshot over the nip. No tit tats. No beard tats, jawline tats. I don't know. Yeah, there's lots of room to play around. I'm sure when you get down to business, you'll come up with a solution that will be acceptable to all tweakers far and wide. But my laptop is about to shit the bed here. I suppose, let's see, we got a little bit of battery power here. I can look at the chats on this phone. Yeah, let's shut this guy down. Give him a break. Good job, laptop. I mean, I could charge my laptop off the generator, but that's going to be too noisy. So we'll give him a well-deserved break. We'll turn that off. Let's see what the tweakers are doing here. Oh yeah, by the way, that thumbnail. That was a picture I took last night at sunset. Clearly showing the sunlight being shone on the underside of the clouds, confirming that the flat earthers are right, that we have a local sun and that it is close to the surface of the earth, the flat earth. Because the only way that could happen is if the sun is below the clouds. So it was quite a glorious screen grab I got there. Well, a picture I took. So there's no other explanation. So that the sun is, and you could see the angles of the sun's rays. So I guess if those clouds, what are those cumulus clouds in that thumbnail? Those were probably a couple thousand feet up, maybe as much as 3,000 feet. So the sun would be below 3,000 feet, and because that's the only way they'd be able to shine on the underside of the clouds. If they were above the clouds, that's another story, but they're clearly illuminating the underside of the clouds. So flat earth confirmed. Uncle Fester's, yeah, that's not bad. Let's go to all messages here. Yeah, we've got a little bit of battery power to keep going here. I have no idea what's going on with this phone. I can't even see what the camera is picking up. It's the first time this has ever happened. Where I've got no feedback on my camera. I do have some wild flyaways here. That's better. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, we'll keep the nips well concealed. Don't want to break any terms of service for nip shots. What else is going on YouTube, you guys? Did Todd go live? Who's doing what? Who's got something going on here? Who's doing something interesting? Nobody? Yeah, nobody's doing anything. I have not tuned into any Savage Secret content, or I haven't seen any of the Coded Friends live streams. I just can't handle it. Yeah, nothing going on. Building my next PC. Oh, all right. That sounds like an actual, real, productive pastime there. So Stoffel is getting it done. What should I be doing instead of being on YouTube? There's probably some maintenance I should be doing with the vehicles, but I'm just not into it. I'm kind of in a place right now where I think being bored is my best option. Just whatever. Once I get tired of being bored, maybe I'll go find a job. I don't know. Too hot outside. Yeah, let's get a weather update. So right now, yeah, it's only 28 degrees Celsius right now. Hardly any wind. Tomorrow's supposed to get up to 32, which is like 80, maybe close to upper 80s. Let's see. Yeah, it's 82 right now. It's supposed to get up to 90 degrees freedom tomorrow. Pretty moderate week. What's the forest fire situation in Ontario, you guys? Who's got smoke? Dad, you got smoke in upstate New York? No smoke here. We have not had smoke. I'm looking at cloudy skies, partly cloudy skies and partly blue skies. So no smoke, no evidence of any smoke. Typically the prevailing winds come from west towards east, so I don't know, maybe if the wind changes we'll get some smoke, but we have not had any of those terrible conditions that everybody's whining about with the forest fire smoke from northern Ontario. Which is fine with me. I'm not a big fan of that wildfire smoke. Saw the flash. It's 95 in your neck of the woods. Nice temperature, but all smoky. Still smoky in New York. South Jersey had blue skies today, but smoky weather modification helped. There you go. Shout out to those people in charge of the weather. Keep doing what you're doing. what else is going on, like in real life, besides wildfires? Like, we know what's going on the YouTube streets, which is just undignified tweaking. You got undignified wildfires. Not much else going on. No news to report. But a lovely evening here, I would say. Let's just see if there's anything. We have a nice sunset going on. Not particularly. Not just your usual non-tent from me. Nonsense, non-tent. LaRatta. We've been completely normalized to World War III. Yeah, I think we're at like World War 9 or 10 at this point. In real life, my family members have been fighting and tweaking out. And who has to mitigate the violence? Aiden. Well, that sucks. Yeah. On my personal domestic scene, I've been back in Manitoba for 3 weeks or 4 weeks now. I got here, let's see. Yeah, I guess I've been back for pretty much a month. So June 24th. So let's call it the 25th. My first full day back. So 1, 2, oh, just over 3 weeks. Just over 3 weeks. I haven't gone to visit my parents, haven't called my parents or any other family members. I've just been hanging out here. So part of it is the vehicle issues. I don't really like driving the RV around town in Winnipeg. And the power smoke has been a little too unreliable, at least for the last week. So maybe tomorrow I'll get that sorted out. But tomorrow my buddy's supposed to come back here, drop off some more supplies. He's got some trips of some other materials he's picking up and dropping off. So I'll be around here tomorrow. But maybe I'll drop in on the parents or at least get a hold of them this week. They haven't called me, I haven't called them, so that's how close we are. So I did tell them I was coming back. Anti-chimp warrior. Toe 3 life is boring. Yeah, there's a lot of boring people on the YouTube, but it's not so much the boringness. There's moments of dignified tweaking, and I guess some are prone to chimping out, like secret neck jowls there. Boring is not always the worst thing that could happen for a YouTube channel. I mean, I try to be as boring as possible. Look, you all showed up. But yeah, if there's family shenanigans going on in Aiden's neck of the woods, I hope you are equipped to handle all that. Oh, I think Max needs some water. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna deal with the dog. Hey, boy. water bowl was in the RV, so he was looking for something to slurp on. So. Is this the Wonder Woman mobile? The W does allegedly stand for Winnebago. I don't know if it's ever been branded as a Wonder Woman mobile. But shameless product placement, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi. If you need some YouTubers to highlight your fine 23 authentic blended flavored beverages, I'm your man. Is Winnebago still in business? I suppose if Winnebago wanted a tweaker hobo spokesman, I could help them out with that as well. No, you can't have tobacco. No. What do you need there, buddy? Yeah, just chill. Just relax. Relax. Aiden's not going to do a damn thing. Well, we'll see about that. Topher Life, I don't know a lot about Topher Life. I do see him tweak out from time to time. I don't think I'm subscribed to Topher Life. He seemed, Topher Life is LaRatta in one sense, but then there's, I don't know where he falls on the the Kaiser slash Ryder. If Kaiser and Ryder are at opposite ends of the spectrum, I have no idea where he falls in that. I guess we're all on a spectrum, but I'm not too familiar with Kaiser. That was what was Kaiser's channel? Something frauded or tweaks or something. Speed running a video game, listening to Brent, cooking essential French fries. Toe's a good dude, get good vibes. Yeah, I get not bad vibes, but I don't know what vibe. It's just kind of like Aaron said. I got bored vibes. Not essential viewing, as neither is this. This is definitely not essential viewing. But as far as being a good dude, I would agree he's most likely a good dude. He's never taken in vagrant tweaker single moms from Florida in and then blocked in their RVs. Basically evicting them and then preventing them from leaving. I don't think Toe kind of would pull that kind of tweak shenanigans, but I could be wrong. I guess over halfway through 2026, it's like the tweaks have been a little bit of a letdown. Not a disappointment. That's not quite the right sentiment, but it's like the way things are just falling apart. It's in such a it's not even chaotic enough. If you're following drama, it's like not dramatic enough. Can somebody help me here? Like what is it besides Bao that is missing here? Like there's nothing that's giving us the Woody Woodpecker laugh experience at this point. Like DirectD has unblocked everybody allegedly, but it's like there's nothing even to comment on a DirectD stream that that would really give me that dopamine hit of the Woody Woodpecker laugh in a tweaker's chat. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta thank God for being bored. Speed run in IL. Help me. What's IL? Just ate a polo bowl while watching UFC. No other streamer makes me laugh. Bao's the only one who can do it. Yeah, like this is kind of getting to my point. It's like Bao leeches content, but it's Bao being the content that makes that leached content funny. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible that we could try to recreate that, but Bao does it so well. Pollo, a pollo bowl. I have no idea what it is. Is that some kind of ethnic thing? Like I thought you were in America, right? Like what is pollo? We definitely don't have pollo bowls up here. Individual level. Individual level and oh, well, what game? It's Spanish for chicken. Well, why can't you just say a chicken bowl? Pollo bowl. I think. Are you sure you're even American? Like, there's a bunch of Americans in here. Are there any other Americans in the chat that have ever had a pollo bowl? Or is Aaron the only one? I think Aaron's the only one. Just try eating American food. And American drinks like Dr. Pepper. That's, you can take my advice or not. This isn't an advice channel. But check your ethnicity before commenting. You're in Southern California, lots of Mexicans. Well, that's fine. Shadow of the Colossus. Ooh, PS2 game from 2005. You play the 2018 remake. It's the only game I play. I do find it interesting. People are still going after like the original Super Mario speedrun records. They're finding all these little glitches and they're not quite Easter eggs, but some of these channels they're so technical on what they find in the code parts of the video game, and they try to exploit that to get a faster speed run. I find those videos interesting from time to time. Like the speed run for Mario it's like less than 4 minutes or something to level 8, and it's like super quick, but there may be some glitches in the programming that will allow an even quicker time, like by tens of seconds, if not full minutes. So there's still a lot of interest in some of these. Yeah, the records are set in like fractions of a second, but just the way they analyze the code and how the coding is related to the graphics, which is related to what you can do with the controller and the enemies or objects on the screen. Like there's ways to find the different glitches or get the glitch to work in your favor, so that you're not shaving tenths of a second off, you're shaving tens of seconds off. It's really quite interesting, or it can be interesting. You know. I used to play Mario back in the day. Those were good games. I had the NES, the original NES system with Mario 1, 2, and 3. Finished all those games, and then my brother had, I think, a Super NES with that version of Super Mario World. That was good. I finished that game, and then that was it for my gaming. So by the mid to late 90s, I was pretty much done with gaming. The dedicated speedrunners have it. The dedication that speedrunners have is really cool. They really love the games and make them live on. Yeah. Well, it's like the designer of the game or the original programming. I don't know if the coder or the programmer had left clues for these special ways to access the software. Like it takes the video game experience to a different level. That's what I'm saying. So it's more than just the surface level attacking the game and trying to conquer it. It's actually looking for all these hidden secrets, which I think is pretty neat. Sokolon Grada is saying, "Hey, what? Evening to you, gentlemen. Are there, excuse me, are there gentlemen around here? Most video games are a waste of time, and you got to choose your time wisely." Yeah. Oh yeah, we've literally got nothing to talk about, so we're talking about video games, specifically the NES versions of Super Mario Brothers. I think Super Mario 3 was possibly my favorite. Super Mario World was a very good game graphically for its time. I'm just trying to remember. Was it a Super NES? Was that Super Mario World was in Super NES, or was there a different system? My brother had the system and he bought the game, and I remember playing it. I never had the system myself. I think that's the only game I ever played on that system. But that was a fun one. It was very visually appealing. Very, very grandiose for its time. As far as the maneuverability and the functionality of what you could do with the controller and the main character. I did enjoy Super Mario World, but I think Super Mario 3 on the original NES system was a very good game. Mario 64. Yeah, I don't think it was Mario 64. I think it was Super NES. Super Mario 2 was a good game as well. It was an entirely different style. Like Super Mario 3 was a lot closer to the original, just with the different characters. But Super Mario 2 was a fairly delightful game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. T-Man is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Lane Myers dropped a vid today. I believe the state had to declare their evidence yesterday. Yeah, as I said earlier, I don't have any Lane Myers updates. I did not notice any vid. Let's just see. I was getting Lane Myers notifications. Nope. Someone might have dropped a video about Lane Myers. I noticed this is a public service, has been doing a bit. Jason Joak has been dropping some Lane Myers content. I think somebody was supposed to do a interview possibly from jail with Lane, but I don't know if that dropped. Illuminate the Dark. Illuminate the Dark was one of the OGs from the 2024, 2025 Lane live stream days, and she's been back on it. I think I'm subbed to Illuminate the Dark, but I don't get notifications, so I'd have to go look for that. But let's see. Let's see what we could find here. There might be just enough juice in this laptop to find the link. It's hard for me to find stuff on my phone while streaming. Let's do this. For those of you that are interested in what's going on with Brother Lane, yeah, there might be just enough battery power. Oh, it's 8 o'clock already? No, it's past 8 o'clock. It's 8:30 here. Ooh. Okay, let's get our Wi-Fi set up. Set it all up over again. Yeah, I'm still reserving judgment on what in fact is going on with the whole Lane Myers saga. Unfortunately, I find that Lane can sometimes be his own worst obstacle to getting shit done. Okay, so Illuminate the Dark. I see a 3-hour and 33-minute Masonic live stream from yesterday, which appears to be a Lane Myers featured video. But I'll put a link to her channel. I haven't tried reaching out to Lane Myers in quite some time, other than just leaving the odd comment in his chats. I think he's still got the same email that he was using as before, but I haven't sent him emails in over a year and a half. But if you're interested, I'll probably catch this interview. This is Illuminate the Dark's channel. Link in the chat. So you can go find the Lane interview at Illuminate the Dark. She was always a big supporter of Lane's. Yeah, slime ball games. I mean, I think that's all that's all we deserve to get in the Lane Myers matter. Aaron was right. You fucked up on the French fries. Damn. Oh, it's the call that generated the report that got him arrested. He told them they could lie to the cops about it, and they did. Okay, well, yeah, I don't want to comment on it without knowing exactly what's going on, but yeah, the Lane Myers situation, if you want to call it that, is ongoing, an ongoing situation, an ongoing scenario. Some dignified tweaks, a lot of undignified tweaks, but we'll give Lane the benefit of the doubt that he claims to know what he's doing. We shall see. As I said, I reserve judgment at this point, not following as closely as I had in the past, just because there's been so many extra added layers of complexity to what he's doing, and it's going in all kinds of tweaky directions. He called an attorney from the college. They told him to turn it down to 6. He laughed and admitted he can't. So yeah, like that's just Lane being Lane. So again, he doesn't have any filter, and that lack of filtration sometimes works in his favor, sometimes it blows up in his face. So, but if there is in fact some actual interviewing going on with Lane himself, it'd be interesting to find out what his frame of mind is at the moment. That guy commented on the Supreme Court petition on Lane's side, so he called him for comments. Yeah, like as far as I know, he's still in jail. Is that a correct understanding of his current situation? I've not seen any evidence that he's free at this point, so I'm still going on the assumption that he's incarcerated. No idea when he has hearings. Oh, so it's a video from the 7th, no new news. Okay. All right, so yeah, what Illuminate the Dark has been doing is kind of chronicling on Lane's behalf some of the things that people may have missed. I don't even know what's on Lane's channel at this point. Let's see. Oh, I get my subs. Yeah, I can't even find my subscriptions on the phone. Let's see. Let's reset all this. I don't know if any of Lane's videos have been taken down. Oh yeah, Toe for Life is live. Where's my subs? Oh, they're there. Lane Myers. Yeah, seems like all his content is still up there. At least the latest video from July 8th. So, I don't know. I don't know if anything's been taken down on Lane Myers' channel, but yeah, Illuminate the Dark has been doing her best to get the material out there. But I have not ventured into looking at the docket for hearings, appearances for Lane, the status of anything that's going on with him. So this is not the place to get information on that, other than getting my take on what I don't know about the situations, which is not much at this point. I kind of feel if I could help Lane at this point, I'd make an effort, but I don't know that anything I can do is going to help Lane. The people that are interested in what Lane is doing already know where to go. Welcome in, Jody. Good to see you. He took them down from his channel. Okay, so he thought Metcalf was off the bench, asked for them to accuse Griffey, and they arranged for Doug Metcalf to take the case. The Walkers came and cried. Metcalf held him without bond until August. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, like, this is where I kind of, I'm not suspicious of Lane, but it seems like he thinks he knows what's going on at times, and it's not going the way he thinks it's going. So, and he's only privy to what he's privy to. So if he thought Metcalf was gone, Metcalf's not gone. I don't know a lot of these newer players. Griffin, I know the Walkers. We all know the Walkers very well. They're good at crying. They're good at lying. They're good at tweak shenanigans within the court system. I mean, when you're a crooked-ass prosecutor, you're a crooked-ass prosecutor. Ooh, we got some interesting looking clouds there. Actually, it looks a lot darker than what you can see. Well, some thunderstorming possibly going on to the south of me. I think that's south. But yeah, what I find is Lane confidently goes forward in a direction, and maybe that confidence isn't always so well placed. Ooh, it's actually getting pretty dark right above us. We might be ending this. I just got the alert that my battery power on the iPhone is suffering. Let's see. Got some nasty cloudage appearing. So, prosecution said they have the vids he took down, but I don't think they do, or they wouldn't have declared it in court. He was a judge who messed up and misappropriated untrue facts in the case, yes. Yeah, we all remember Griffin was the judge. Well, for whatever reason, the wind is picking up here. I'm going to lose all my tobacco. And possibly the rest of my Dr. Pepper. So I think we're going to call this one done. And we'll call it done. Go find something exciting on YouTube, because you don't get that here. Cool stream, gonna hit you up. All right. Best scam in town. Yeah, we could be in for a boomer here. So have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. Avoid the naders. Thanks for coming. Thanks for leaving. And as always, stay tweaky.